Hello everyone, I'm Fabrizio, and with my colleague Roberto today we would like to give you an overview of the main Codex tools used for sharing comments and participation in Codex work, that are the electronic working groups, the EWGs, and the online commenting system, the OCS. I will deal with the explanation of the main aspects of the electronic working groups, and my colleague with the presentation of the online commenting system. So let's start firstly with the explanation of what is an electronic working group and why the electronic working groups were created. The electronic working groups are basically discussion forum platforms created with the purpose to enhance the debate on given proposed or revised codex text. So we can say that is like a sort of preliminary work aimed at facilitating the work of the committee and consequently of the commission that eventually will adopt the codex text. So these discussion forum platforms are created with the goals to speed up the process of exchanging ideas on a given codex text, to increase the member countries' participation in codex work, and to reduce the cost for the countries, because the countries don't have to meet physically. So this as a consequence on the reduction of their cost. Usually the electronic working groups are created by the committees that decide that a given work has to be undertaken on a given topic. So the committees appoint a chair, a member country as a chair, and a vice chair countries. And we will see that after the discussion, so after that the countries have joined the electronic working group, the document is finalized with information collected and will be presented to the committee for the discussion. When did we start using this online system with the electronic working groups? Well, it was in CCRVDF, so the Committee on the Residues of Bad Drugs in Food, in 2015. You can see on the next slide that we have a dedicated section on the website in which you can click on the link, and you have all the list of the electronic working groups related to the various committees. And the list of the electronic working groups provides basic information about the EWGs that each codex committee establishes when deciding to develop a work between the session. You can see which electronic working groups are active and which not, and on which topic. If the electronic working group is working on the discussion board forum, you will also see a forum link on which you can click, and that means using the online platform. Also, on the Codex webpage, you can reach the list of the electronic working groups related to a certain regional coordinating committee. For instance, for CC Asia, you can go on the page of CC Asia, and then you can click on the list of the electronic working groups. I would like now to highlight what are the advantages of using the electronic working groups. Joining an electronic working group can bring several advantages. First of all, increase the participation, avoiding that countries should meet physically. So, as I said before, this also has a consequence on the cost of the cost for the countries, because they don't have to meet physically. So this can increase the participation, and it is a comprehensive way to reach consensus on a given topic, because all the countries can share their insight, can share their overview about that topic. Also, as I said before, it speeds up the process compared to the email exchanges and not only to meeting physically, because with the exchange of email there is for sure a waste of time, and with this kind of forum link we have all the information, all the comments related to a topic shared with the other participants very fast. And other advantages are the transparency and inclusiveness, and this is related to the participation. And we can see in the next slide that also we can keep track of the work, and this as a consequence on the quality of the documents that will be provided to the committees, because there are always a section regarding the work that is done, and we can see the comments provided by all the member countries or the observers. And on the next slide, we can see now a bit of statistics. So regarding the electronic working groups, now we have 38 active electronic working groups currently, and more than 80% of all the Codex subsidiary bodies are using the electronic working groups to facilitate the work. And I would like to mention also that at the last CCGP, the Codex Committee on the General Principles, in March in Bordeaux, in France, we had a discussion regarding a proposal for new work on reviewing the guidelines on the electronic working groups, but the committee decided that CCGP should wait the completion of the implementation of the recommendation of the 2016-17 regular review made by the Codex Secretariat before considering to propose the new work. So maybe the next year, the next session, they will discuss this topic, but is something that is on the agenda of the CCGP to review the guidelines on the electronic working groups. Now in the last slide, I would like to highlight and to point out how do the electronic working groups work. So as you can see in the slide, this is an example of the page that you have when you are registered on the forum. So the technical instructions on how to participate in electronic working groups can be basically divided into 4 steps. First of all, the first step, during the committee meeting, decisions on setting new electronic working groups are taken and are assigned to a chair and eventually a vice chair. Then at the next step, the Codex Secretariat sends the invitation on behalf of the electronic working group's chair to the Codex members, the countries, and to the member countries and to the observers. Then the Codex contact points can directly join or invite their own expert to comment on the topic of the electronic working group, informing the chair. And in case of new participants, they should first register on the platform. If they are already existing, they have only to request to join the user group. So once the deadline, then the countries, so the member countries or the experts that are allowed to provide their comments, they send the comments and they share their comments to the Codex text. And once the deadline is over, the chair of the electronic working group will collect the results of the discussion in a document that will be submitted to the committee for consideration. I would like just to point out some indication related to a technical aspect. So, for example, if you are not a verified user, you cannot see the work of the electronic working groups. Usually, if you are only registered, but if you don't ask to be registered, then you cannot see anything. So you cannot see anything. So you have to make a request to join the electronic working group, and then you can only see the groups you are registered for. You don't see all the electronic working groups existing. Another thing to point out is that the host of the electronic working groups usually verifies the credentials and releases the details, as I said, with the help of the Codex Secretariat, which sends the invitation of to join the electronic working group. So this is my overview on the electronic working groups, and now I would like to give the floor to my colleague Roberto, who is now going to explain to you the online commenting system, the OCS. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fabrizio, and again, good afternoon to everyone. This is Roberto, and as already mentioned, I will talk to you about the online commenting system, briefly called with the acronym of OCS. During this workshop, you learned that the Codex standard setting process moves along several steps, and as Fabrizio presented before, while EWGS open discussion on proposed or revised standards, the OCS is used to collect the official comments on draft standards specifically at step 3, 5, 6, and 8. The request for comments on a draft standard is announced by the distribution of circular letters by the Codex Secretariat, which are published on the Codex website and notified by mail to the member countries and observers. This slide shows the list of circular letters distributed with the request for comments on some draft standards. When in the reference code is mentioned OCS, it means that the comments will be sent by Codex members through the specific platform of the OCS. Inside the circular letter, it is possible to find a link to the system and a basic guidance to it. The system is available at ocs.codexalimentarius.org, and when the Codex Secretariat developed the OCS, we were guided by three major principles: simplicity, efficiency, and user-friendliness, on which we based the OCS mission. Simplicity, because everyone can easily insert comments independently and share them, and the Secretariat can easily compile them. Moreover, the system is easy and accessible, compatible with main browsers and devices. Efficiency. The system allows for time saving when sending comments and compiling them, with all documents available in one place and a streamlined process. And moreover, ensures confidentiality and safe submissions of comments submitted only by the official contact point. User-friendliness. The system is user-friendly. The web interface works just like Facebook, and the document interaction like Word. Implements a standard and homogeneous commenting format, so that we have just one kind of document instead of reformatting all the comments coming from different systems. And that means also that this accelerates, simplifies, and avoids human error in the comment compilation process. So the OCS is the online tool that is used by Codex members and observers to provide official comments on draft standards in accordance with the step procedures set in the procedural manual of the Codex Alimentarius Commission. The system has been launched in July 2016, and its use is increasing over the years. This web tool is not a forum, is not open source, but a real software developed by an English company, selected after a long procurement process, identified as the best tool to meet our needs, and also customized following our requests. The number of licenses, therefore, is limited for the users. Here is an example of the document page, which is the core of the system. You will be seeing this when you comment on drafts. The navigation pane located on the left side allows you to choose between the different languages of the document. For example, if you start a comment in English and want to also make comments in Spanish or French, you can select a different language version from the navigation pane. The review pane in the center of your screen displays any proposed changes in track change form. Text deletions are shown as a strike through and additions are shown as an underline. This is similar to the Microsoft Word track changes feature. The comment pane located on the right side of your screen is where you will enter your comments and proposed changes for each paragraph. Each comment can have an additional comment or rationale that explains the motivation for the change inserted, and can also be inserted a general comment on the whole document, and it's possible to block part of the documents or entire paragraphs, preventing from comments. Comments can be of 4 categories: substantive, translation, technical, or editorial. An explanation of different categories, as well as other topics such as management of users, creation of sub-reviews, or the submission of comments, can be found in different training material available on the OCS page on the Codex website. Also, the compilation of comments is easy and flexible. Comments can be exported, filtered by category, by user, or user groups. So there are different ways to export reports. Here you can see the 2 main reporting types in the system. The first one is a table of comments in all languages, sorted by the paragraph they refer to, and it lists the comment category, the author, together with the comment itself and the proposed text change. The second is a copy of the revised standard as a Word document, taking into account all comments and proposed changes. Just a couple of things before concluding. Soon will be available the new version of the online commenting system. The company has released a new version. We are testing it, and will make the system even more user-friendly because the comments will be in line. For more information, you can contact us at codex-ocs@fao.org for questions or to request a presentation and webinars. And I hope that this video, which was really done last minute, has been helpful and clear. And with this, I want to thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.